Ultrakill. A game where you kill Ultra Lead. Okay, I still cannot do an intro. Hey, it's me, Toast Bomba. Again. Or for the first time. Depends on if you've seen my other videos. I have no way of knowing. Or do I? I know a lot more than you think. Dave! Alright, now that everyone named Dave has reported the video, I should probably describe what this game actually is. Ultrakill is a fast-paced shooter game where mankind is dead, heck is full, because I can't swear before 30 seconds or something, and Bolt thinks he's fuel. You have 3 variations of 5 different weapons. A pistol, shotgun, railgun, nail gun, and rocket launcher. Now, this is a game where you get hit a lot. So, how do you heal? Well, you can punch almost any attack that comes your way to parry it, which does heal you, but that's not the main way you do it. Instead, coat yourself in the blood of your enemies! No, really. I have no idea how that works. Like, are you a sponge? How do you absorb it on the fly? Anyways, I was messing around with the cheats in sandbox mode. Mainly this item spawner tool. You got blocks, a watermelon, checkpoints and spawns, enemies, items, and power-ups. All to be expected. Then, I scroll to the bottom. This hamster does absolutely nothing. You can pick it up and throw it, but it just doesn't do anything other than that. But this cat? Well, right now it just follows you. You can't kill it, it just watches you. Trusting you. What if I summoned 1 million enemies to kill it? What would it do then? Oh. Damn. Okay, you're probably looking at that and thinking that this video doesn't deserve to be called a challenge video instead of fucking easy video. Well, look at this. Yeah, so it looks like you're gonna have to watch the video to find out more. Sorry, I'll make the rules. Even though I actually do here. Still gonna make you watch the video. Well, let's start with the obvious ones. I cannot damage enemies myself. No shooting, punching, or direct parrying. Only cats. To be clear, parrying is allowed. But, in most scenarios, parrying does do damage. To parry without breaking the rules, only parry projectiles, and don't let the resulting explosion hit anyone. Well, yes, I do have to turn on cheats to summon the cats. You can't summon anything else or use any other cheats. Challenge isn't to see if we can beat the game with only cats and no clip and infinite health, because otherwise every level would just be me ignoring every fight and gunning it to the exit. Well, I can't use guns. I guess it'd be catting it to the exits. You can turn on the cheat stay enabled option though, because that's just convenience. However, I didn't because I'm fucking stupid. Friendly fire is allowed. Sure, it's not the cats doing the damage, but it's practically unavoidable and, unless I'm watching it happen, undetectable. Similarly, if an enemy would rather jump off a cliff than face us, that's fine with me. Unless it's because I shot glass from under them or something else I did. That's basically just killing them with a gun outright, which is a no bueno. It is one no bueno. Speaking of which, no, you don't have to unequip all your guns. The pistol is actually needed to break some glass panels to progress in the first chapter, and some explosive weapons are also needed for other parts. I eventually stuck to using the blue rocket launcher because you can fly around in the rockets. It's not the most practical thing here because I suck ass at doing it fast and don't know when to use it properly, but it's funny, so. Also, no secret exits. There's one secret level in every world minus the tutorial world, and they're found through alternative exits in certain levels. This lets you skip out on a large amount of the level most of the time, and they don't let you go to the next level, instead taking you to an entirely separate level, so it wouldn't work out regardless if we were on a new save file. If I mess up one of these rules, just reload to the last checkpoint after yelling at yourself for punching the bad guy in the face out of pure habit. Simple. Well, time to take being told to go to hell literally, and actually show up there. Well, we arrive in hell, being told to find a weapon. I have no idea why the fuck you'd head to hell of all places with no weapons, but we input the Konami code to access cheats. Press P then to get the spawn arm, and we'll have everything we'll ever need to kill anyone who stands in our way. Probably, actually, I'm not sure. Infinite cats. Pick up this pistol, which turns into every other weapon in the game too, because I've already beaten the game, and I'm not starting a new save file for this shit. This first fight showcases how hard these early fights will really be. I jump a few times after summoning one cat and I win. Besides a few parts where the gun's required, nothing else is of note. We get introduced to a few basic enemies here. Big Mouth here is as basic as they come. Runs at us, dies in one cat hit. No threat. Wannabe Skeleton here can shoot a slow projectile at us, is scared of us, and gets one shot. Guess how threatening that is. Last and definitely not least, this Stonehenge reject. Floats in the air, is not a one-shot, and has 2 different attacks. this barrage of shots, which can be nice to parry, but tends to hit you with the other 30 million shots, and this piss laser, which also explodes. The first attempt, I actually got it kind of close to dying. Now, I had no idea what I was doing here, so I just spammed cats at him, which was largely ineffective. You see, there's actually a technique to this. The cat teleports to the floor when it's not spawned on the floor, like on a wall, or on an enemy, or on the roof. But luckily, it sticks around for a frame, so it does do damage during that frame. And the hitbox is only at its head, so the fact that it always spawns facing us isn't great. It'd be preferable if it faced the enemies, or outwards. That's why spamming cats did absolutely nothing. Well, how did I do damage? I missed the head intentionally. By spawning it on the wall behind the head, the face will actually take a tick of damage. Sometimes. It's very inconsistent. So, after I died twice, still not realizing this technique, I just asked, hey, what if I just spam click? And well, it actually worked due to a method that I didn't fully understand that I pulled off just then. Cat pushing. See, cat pushing happens when you spam cats on the faces like this. It pushes them. I would just use alliteration for the name, but I don't know if YouTube would like that. Cat pushing is very situational, but it is very useful when it works, and it saves a lot of time. Pushing them close enough to the wall to be able to deal damage is my go-to strategy whenever I realized how to do it. Which, don't worry, that was at the very end of the challenge because I'm a fucking moron. Speaking of the heads moving, they occasionally go on strike and just refuse to move. This seems to be more common when there's variations on elevation on the floor, or when there's lava around. There is some good news though. They aren't hurt by explosions. Parries are the only reliable way to heal off of them, and since the parry projectile explodes on impact, we got one thing going for us here. 1 or 2 less resets. Let's go. Challenge easy now. I shouldn't even be making this video. It's too easy. I should just end the video now. Thank you for watching. All of their heads require 3 cat hits to kill. This one required 4 because he was the scary evil boss. Please help me. He's evilly scaring me. Anyways, we move on to 0-2. Let's keep of how many times I die for funsies. And 0-2 is actually a lot easier than 0-1 due to a lack of floating enemies. You do this room faster than the yellow man can, which is normally really hard to do, and the cats demonstrated their mortality for us. How kind of them. Also, I never died. After unequipping everything but the blue pistol, I started 0-3. Here we find 2 more enemies. I mean, like, 2 new types. There's more than 2 enemies in this level. First, we got this guy. Shoots more bullets, dies in 1 hit. So unimportant, I'm not even giving him a fake name. Then we got Mr. Piss Machine over here. Not a one-shot. It actually takes 6. The boss version takes more in this level, but you dispatch both versions in the exact same way. Spamming as many cats as possible in their general direction until you see or hear it die. Killing him gives you the shotgun, which I accidentally shot him with immediately by accident. Oops. Well, after a reset, I wasn't playing nice anymore. I stopped pulling any punches. Well, I stopped pulling any cats. I spawned 4 zillion cats and killed him so fast, he doesn't even run away like he normally does. And because I did that, I didn't get the shotgun and soft-locked myself because I recently unequipped all my weapons. Okay, after resetting, equipping a blue shotgun, and doing the mini-boss for the 3rd fucking time, we finally make it through. Also, the rest of this level isn't much to talk about. We fight the piss guy again, he dies just as easy as the other times, and yeah, that's it. By the way, resets count as deaths, so... 0-4 marks a fun point in this challenge! The Stonehead becomes a somewhat regular enemy from here on out. Radical! Why the fuck did I just say that? Okay, here's the thing. Stoneheads can vary very widely in difficulty based on what the room looks like. Naturally, given how important walls are, wide open areas suck ass and closed-in areas suck head? No, that's not important. Now, looking at this room, it looks like a pain in the ass. However, there's another thing I forgot to mention. Spawn locations. Here, the head spawns right next to a wall, so it's actually really easy to kill it as long as you're fast. On top of all that, I accidentally discovered another form of cat pushing, where already spawned cats tend to push the heads into the wall, lining them up for elimination. How? I have no fucking idea, it just sort of happens, and given how I haven't discovered the wall tech at this point yet, it was very lucky that that did happen. The rest of this level isn't that bad. For literally no reason, I went to this secret area to get this power-up. Guess how that went. Anyways, there aren't more heads in this level, so it's actually really easy. 0-5 is a boss fight. Naturally, this will be very hard, and I will certainly die at least... okay, I was trying to be sarcastic here. The boss is called Cerberus, like the dog. They are ground enemies, so not too difficult. If one dies, all the other ones in the room get pissed and they attack faster. Anyways, on the next attempt, I beat the boss in like 5 seconds and also no hit and a display of skill and glamour. Subscribe the like button. 1-1 is one of the longest levels in this goddamn game. It often takes hours or even days for people on their first attempt to beat it. Words cannot even describe the difficulties, trials, and tribulations we will have to go through to... Oh hey, we won! All jokes aside, that's the secret exit, which is against the rules. I'll be executed for even suggesting a fucking stupid idea like that. Thank you all for watching. After the second fake out end screen, we move on to see that this level introduces picking up things. Given how I died to 02 and 05, I can't wait for me to fuck this up somehow.
That was goddamn sarcasm!
Anyways, new enemy. Drone that I don't feel like googling the name of. It flies around erratically. Well, I guess we should just go fuck ourselves. Well, actually, unfuck yourself, because for some reason you can chuck a cat at it and 99% of the time it just dies. That's right, with no bullshit, with pinning it to walls or doing any of that garbage. You can just throw cats at it and it will implode. Minus some circumstances that, as far as I can tell, is just like luck or something. This enemy requires one slightly more accurate click to dispatch. Their on-death explosions can take out other drones too, so it's a win-win. Well, not for them, it's actually a win-lose, but I'm the one winning, so who cares. Also, the drone guys are pretty much always in groups of 2 or more, so if they required the wall technique, given how erratically they moved, I would have just given up. Here's another encounter with the head, but I was able to spam cats at it until it died. I started dropping frames here too, because of how many petals they were throwing into the air. It's really the last thing of note for this level. No significant threats. 1-2 was a very quiet level. Oh no, blood, scary. Stealth is my element. The Firefellas are introduced here. They're ground enemies. More dangerous than the other ground enemies because they can actually hurt you pretty bad, but they still go down just as easy. Minus this drone jump scare in the final room, nothing happened here of note. For 1-3, I re-equipped the Whiplash, which is basically a grappling hook. It does do damage, so you can't use it on enemies, but you can use it to get the skulls from further away. It's only slightly more convenient in time-saving, but it still is more convenient in time-saving. Anyways, a choice. The left door is a lot harder, but... Actually, you don't get anything extra for it. There's no upside. However, if you go both ways, you fight a secret boss, but that's unnecessary and we all know how hard that would be. Naturally, I go to the left because I'm not a fucking coward. However, that road is not happening. There's lava in the second room, which for no reason the heads, which can fly by the way, just refuse to go over. Because of this, there are no walls to hit the heads with, and while you may think you can just get them on this staircase, they just won't move in general. Like, it pisses me off. Good thing there's another route. By the way, the left is most likely impossible. And believe me, I tried 13 times. But hey, I finally figured out how to fight them properly. Only took like 20 levels. Guess we're going the coward route, and only because it's required. There's a head first room, but I actually think this is the narrowest room in the entire game, and therefore the easiest to kill the head in. Oh yeah, there's another room with a head, but you can just leave, and it's just kind of forced to sit there and be like, oh, now what? Oh yeah, there's another enemy here. Hideous Masses. They're mini-boss enemies, they're very rare and very dangerous. They are on the ground. 1-4 is the boss level. The boss is called V2, who is supposedly a better version of us. He moves around a lot and is hard to hit, but he doesn't have that much health. How little health, you ask? Well, if you include this little setup area, on my, an actual attempt that I didn't use cheats in, I beat it in 35 seconds in the second hardest difficulty. Naturally, cat spam immediately kills it.
The Sonic universe might also be classified as hot chick heaven.
2-1 can be beaten with 0 kills. However, you don't need to not kill anything, so just go around and chuck cats at whatever you want. 2-2 has these segments where you have to destroy these fuse boxes. However, there's still no required kills here unless you count the fuse boxes as kills. I did get lost for like 4 hours at the last area though. Also, new enemy. Skeleton Man here is a ranged ground unit that gets one shot by cats. A non-issue. As you can probably tell, the Slayer doesn't make you put too much legwork in. 2-3 though has a few rooms where you have to get your cats dirty. Notably, this room with the head. The waterfall counts as a wall once the ledge is full of cats. Before that, they just kind of magnetize to the top. Hey look, a new enemy, the Mindflayer. Wood. The Mindflayer flies and has a shit ton of health, requiring 6 whole hits to kill. She has 3 attacks, one where she shoots 5 homing projectiles at you, this super laser thing, and a melee. The homing can be parried, so at least there's a plus there. There's actually quite a few here. The main one is that you can hit it with cats in the air, but it's a lot more inconsistent than the drones are. Plus, its melee attack will send it to the ground if you're also there, so your cat army will annihilate it. Also, it explodes on death. Don't just stand around like a dumbass and die. Other than that, it's a high priority target that's somewhat difficult to kill, but easier than the heads and also much rarer. There's another Mindflayer in the final room, along with some basic support, but it's not really that bad at all. 2-4 is a rather funny boss fight. You have to do this mini-boss beforehand, pun not intended, but it goes down rather easy. The main boss is this big guy who you can parry normally somehow. There's the minor concern of, you know, how he's in the goddamn sky. And I really did mean it when I said minor concern. Turns out gravity's just a suggestion here. Who knew? The Gluttony layer actually only has 2 levels, a harder normal level and a boss. Despite how hungry these levels make me, it immediately sets the precedent with this head in a tight corridor you can just skip. The next room is a Mindflayer, not too hard, followed by a room with 3 men who die instantly. The spine room here can be skipped and mostly consists of basic grounded units anyways. This next room is not fun. One wave of easy guys followed by 3 heads in a wide open area. Luckily, these 2 ramps can help. By hiding by this wall, 2 heads will try to lower down and they will immediately get consumed. However, the middle head refuses to go down this easily. Nothing a little, or in this case, a shit ton of cat pushing can't solve. Despite how the cats tend to go back and forth a lot, eventually they pushed against the ramp where a second team rushed up and dispatched it while I was fumbling around, contributing absolutely nothing. This room, which is the last one, I almost drowned myself, and it also has a Mindflayer that dies easily. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 3-2 is where we meet someone who talks for the first time in this entire game. You see, me and my cat Ramada are not exactly subtle, and Gabriel here is not happy about this. You see, he likes dogs more than cats, which I mean, it's fine, it's okay to have your opinions even if you're wrong. But he hates cats, which is why he dedicated his life to being a boss who can fly and has decided to stop me. Ignoring the fact that the enemy I spawned by accident earlier on the level died just for no reason, this is a big problem. A very dangerous boss that flies in an arena with no walls. How the hell do I deal with this? Well, what if the cat just said fuck gravity? Yet, in a method so confusing, even Gabriel was flabbergasted. If you just spawn enemies on Gabriel mid-cutscene, they just stay there. Even some that I missed just stay floating in the background. Which is, by the way, the same thing that happened in 2-4. I think it might have something to do with how boss fights are coded differently. Even then, it doesn't work on 0-5, nor on 1-4. Heh. Nor. I love that word. Also, I still died somehow. Oh boy, a cutscene! Lore time! See, Gabriel's an angel, and when he tells, like, the Heaven Council or something that cats can apparently fly now, they don't believe him and call him horrendous insults, such as indomitable? Like the snowman, brother. And they turned off a light or something, and he's fucking pissed now.
Ancient Egypt.
Thematically for this level, I had to turn off the AC so it wouldn't be heard in the microphone. This was filmed in early July on the 2nd floor of my house. So I'm really immersing myself here. Anyways, 4-1. If you hit the button to slide while doing a wall jump, and then jump as soon as you land, you go super high up and you can skip 90% of the level. You also can get this power-up that does nothing for us, and oh look, a new enemy. If you've played Ultrakill before and you've made it here, you hate these guys. Despite looking like the world's most elaborate water bottle, they're actually angels. They summon this beam on your current position every few seconds, and if you let it attack 3 times, it'll get pissed and start predicting your movement. Naturally, you want this asshole dead yesterday. I'm not sure if you noticed too, but yeah, it's flying. Luckily, it loves to be on the floor and also can be attacked akin to drones and Mindflayers. Very high priority, but not really too dangerous. Anyways, after I've talked about these angels for all this time, they spawn in this really narrow corridor and they are dispatched very easily. The end. 4-2 is another level where you can skip most of it. Just do the super jump trick I talked about earlier and get onto this pyramid where you can slide your way to almost victory. Or just ignore the enemies like a normal person. It's much faster and also is less annoying. To summon the mini-boss for the exit, you need 2 skulls found in these side rooms with a useless power-up and a lot of enemies. I went to the outside one first. Well, actually, I died to the sand first, but it's besides the point. This room spawns 3 heads outside. Well, giving up on that for now. I went to the inside area. There's a new enemy. Sandfuckers. You see, sandfuckers fucking suck. Say that 10 times fast. They blow themselves up and die around enemies to cover them in sand, which means they don't produce blood when hit. Don't ask how that works, but it's a major pain in the ass. Killing them manually makes their sand explosions smaller than if they do it themselves. High priority, right? Mostly, yes, but look at what the heads do when nearby. I mean, granted, it's hard not to have the floor cats just consume the sandfucker, but if the room is just started, try to take advantage of it. It saves quite a lot of time. Unfortunately, that doesn't help here. The 2 heads spawn on opposite ends of the map on the wave after the sandfuckers spawn, and sandfuckers kill themselves too fast to use here. If you are lucky, though, the heads will back themselves into the corner. And because of this ramp, the one furthest from the exit might just die off screen. That's actually what happened on my winning attempt. Going back outside, I did something smart. Yep, you heard that right. I hid under this bridge to lure the heads to me. The thought was that they pass by the bridge since they can't travel through rough terrain. It worked for the first one. I have no fucking clue how the second died, and the third one just jump scared me. No other enemies to worry about here. Returning the skull to the pedestal, some dude shows up. This mini-boss is the Sisyphant Insurrectionist, which I am not saying again because that's just a pain in the ass. He's a ground enemy, enough said. 4-3 is a dark level. We get this torch, but oddly enough, in a future level, you get a flashlight. So I don't know why we need the torch this time. Well, I guess if you're British, it's still a torch either way. Anyways, we have to light these bigger torches and also get lost forever. Oh, and the cats did this, too. I have no clue why, they just kinda did. Well, I to judge. This big room does have a head, but the pillars will help you kill it. One lighting glitch and an easy head kill later, and we reach the very infamous disco room. This room is very hard normally, and yes, it's hard here. For starters, it's very open, and of course, heads will spawn here. The threats here are 2 angels and 2 heads. At enough enemy kills, sandfuckers spawn in next to the heads. If you clear all the angels and peons, another 2 angels will spawn. Now, as good as the sandfuckers are, there's a large chance that when you spam cats at the heads, they'll kill the fucker first and the head will survive. Hell, the spillover cats from the previous enemies will kill the fuckers before the heads are even close to the ground. I eventually discovered I should reset until I can kill the head with a sandfucker. Then, I dispatched the angels and was left with 1 head. My plan here was to super jump up to these little bridges to lure the head up there and kill it with these walls. That did not work. The heads do not go up that high. That was actually a pretty dumb idea. Out of ideas, I wondered if, given how they just stay in a certain radius of you, if I could just jump on its head and lower it to the ground repeatedly. It worked. Also, I went back and did the secret boss. It was very difficult and required a shit ton of strategy. 4-4 is a refight with V2. Same concept, fast and hard to hit, but with more health and attacks. Phase 1 is pretty much the same deal as the first fight. Bro thinks he's the main antagonist, and I kick his ass the second that the animation finishes. He runs to the window, gets stuck comedically in the cat swarm, and jumps out. This was the worrying part for me. You see, now we're sliding. I was worried the cats wouldn't be able to hit V2 here because of how fast we're going. Turns out I was completely wrong. You see, you're not actually moving that fast, the ground's just animated to make it look like you're going super fast. We're supposed to get the grapple hook here, so we get a tutorial for it. Oh look, ahead. Now, this doesn't look too bad. Sure, there's no walls and a bunch of evil sand, but also there's a nice convenient ramp.
Wrong!
The cats will cat push the head into the corner where you can't hit it. Unless you're immediately ready for it, that is. I died here to the easiest tutorial with only 4 enemies, but not to the notoriously difficult V2-2 fight.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
5-1 is the first water level. Well, yes, water did show up earlier. This level's like 99% water. Because I forgot to mention it earlier, water makes you floatier and the blood sticks around longer. Also, cats float here. This is the only case of cat floating that actually makes sense. Except no, it fucking doesn't, because only on the angels do they decide to float. What the fuck? Anyways, we have 3 options. I chose the left one first. This room has 2 heads, 2 angels, and a few basic projectile lobbers. The further half of the room spawns first, and then the closer one spawns after you kill the angel or some other enemies. Areas with the heads seem fine, but there's actually an issue here, similar to 4-4 with that head. They stay at the edges and they refuse to go into the corners. Luckily, here's where I finally discovered catfishing! Granted, after a shit ton of trial and or error, but I discovered it nonetheless. I also discovered that something I haven't mentioned before, cappling, which is short for cat grappling. This admittedly very niche technique lets you grapple anywhere. Now notice the lack of blood. Cats don't take damage, so you can grapple to them without breaking any of our predetermined rules. This is less helpful though than it might seem, but it can be used to prevent falling into a pit or to get around slightly faster. Anyways, that room is a fucking pain in the ass. The right area has 1 head and 2 Zerbrai, nothing bad. The middle area has 2 heads, which can easily be baited next to walls, and this floating fish for some reason. A Mindflayer and Angel show up next wave, nothing we haven't seen before. Unrelated note, these street sweepers just stood here for like 5 seconds before jump scaring me. Oh look, a new enemy! Snipers! A ground enemy. But their attack is very long ranged and only dodgeable with a perfect dash. You're supposed to shoot them in that antenna, which is not a euphemism, with one of the weapons on screen to stop them from attacking. Since we can't do that, we just gotta kill them as fast as possible. Not much else of note. 5-2 worried me. Then I remembered the blue rocket launcher exists. This lets you freeze rockets which you can ride. Plus, the explosion only hurts enemies when the rocket connects, reducing the chance of any accidental damage. Oh hey, a new enemy! Statues! They make an enemy as long as they're alive, and they can only be destroyed by punching them. Okay, look. This challenge is impossible, so we should probably skip the level. But since there's a lot of levels with statues in them, it would probably be a lot more entertaining just to watch me play the level and make the exceptions for these guys. So, new rule. You can punch these guys and only these guys. Anyways, the 2 rooms we have to get the skulls from aren't too bad. There's a new boss here. We could use the coin gun to skip it, but that's just not who I am. Also, I forgot to equip. Anyways, the ferryman. Canonically made the statues. Also really scary, and I don't know how to dodge it, because you never fight these guys. Just spam cats at it. Here there's the second phase too, where it enables Kara mode and runs away. After almost killing me, which would have marked the first death to a boss since 0-5, which wasn't even a death to a boss, we kick his ass and escape. 5-3 takes place on a ship. This means that the rooms are relatively small, which is pretty nice. There are some exceptions though, such as this room with these 2 heads. Luckily, they will spawn close to the walls, meaning cat pushing will let you execute them faster. We found another AFK guy who almost killed me somehow, and we went into this big room. Now, the wall here is valid to kill this head with, but it's easier to bait him behind the stairs. Or just have the cats on the stairs kill him, because that works too. Unrelated to this challenge, why is this window here? As I played, I noticed this window just doesn't lead into the next room, which is a hallway, so it'd just be on the floor and whatever other room would be there. I'm no interior designer, but windows don't do that. Oh game, never playing again. Anyways, the ship's upside down now and not sinking. No idea how that works. Another room where I had to do some basic cat pushing and a reset because the amount of cats I had spawned in was lagging, and we arrived here. The head spawns in this painting, which, thank God, thanks to this water, it can get off of. At least I think it's because of the water, but given how janky this game is, who fucking knows at this point? Make it go underwater and chuck cats at it. I don't think you can kill it while it's above ground. It seems too far away from these walls. The cats do that thing where they jump off a ledge again, and that's the end of the level. Overall, I did bad here. 5-4 is a boss fight. After skipping the beginning of the level with a super jump. Why do they say it like that? Where we find out it's this thing. And it's also very far away. So, is this finally the first boss that poses a—
No.
Besides this part where I did this and somehow got the max combo, this level is just me spamming more floating cats. And even if we couldn't do that, he does this dash attack, which can take off all his health if he dashes into cats. Also, I got a perfect score here. Seriously though, if any of you know what happened here, tell me in the comments. I have no clue even after I rewatched that. End of engagement bait. Wait a second, I don't say that. Here's another layer with only 2 levels. It's very fun and wholesome. Anyways, this level loves heads. Heads. I said head. Because of this, I'll only mention the heads in the wide open rooms, not make this video 12 hours long, and skip the ones in these enclosed rooms. For example, this head is on an isolated platform with no walls. So, how the hell did I beat it? Good question. This room is massive and looks cool. By heading in the halls here, I plan to bait the heads into this wall section to kill them, but the cats just did it themselves. Also, Gabriel is mad, calls me stinky, and sends enemies after me. More specifically, 2 hideous masses. This room sucks normally, but here, well, I mean, they're on the ground. Also, the sword guys are normal enemies now. Just throw a bunch of cats at them. 6-2 is against our good pal. We skip all the levels before the fight, and guess who's back? Gabriel. After we cut off his cool gamer speak because we were too fast, he gets angry. Skipping the cutscene, he's back with a vengeance. More health, faster attacks, more attacks, and oh, he's already dead. Gabriel objectifies the cats as he looks up at the swarm of cats above him, and around him. He fucks off, I almost soft-locked myself, and we go on. Gabriel goes camping in space or whatever this is, kills the heaven dudes very coolly, and it's time for Act 3! Layers 8 and 9 aren't out yet as of now, so it's just Layer 7. 7-1 is called the Garden Forking Paths. I don't get why, though. Gabriel said fuck before, just call it the Garden of Fucking Paths. Anyways, it starts with this little section. And gee whiz, I hope these man-hits never move! Good thing we'll never know. Speaking of moving, they tried to jump scare me, but they get jump scared instead. Oh yeah, mannequins. They have 2 attacks, running up to you to slap you, or running away to shoot an orb at you. Despite how they're a floor enemy, when they run away they can climb walls. Even though this is the case, they don't really pose a threat, because most of the time they just get themselves killed. Oh no, a scary evil cow killed these dudes! Trying to follow, we get intercepted. There's one head, just rush it down, as it spawns close enough to the door to be hit by wallcats. Get lost, kill these 2 big guys, remember what you're supposed to do it, watch a cat waterfall, then put the skull where it belongs. Kill a Mindflayer, watch the cat go up the stairs, get pushed down the stairs by cats, watch them jump off the stairs to reach you, get lost again, I hate this fucking level design, and jump down from a well. All of this is required. We got in this minecart and died to extremely basic enemies. Again, all part of the process. Upon killing 10 enemies, we found out that the cow is back and on a moving rail section. Because of how this works, each cat will only be able to get 1 hit off. Just fucking kidding, the cat's floating because this game makes no goddamn sense. But the Minotaur doesn't go down that easily! It's very, very slightly harder to kill. 7-2 introduces 2 new enemies, although the second guy won't show up for a while. The Gutter Man has this big shield that blocks projectiles. To get rid of it, you have to use the second fist. Well, good thing you don't need to do that. You see, cats are a projectile, silly. God, you're so fucking stupid. Leave the video, you bitch-ass. This enemy isn't too much of a pain being a ground enemy. Its machine gun sucks and is annoying, so preferably kill it quickly. It also has a punch, which is not a threat. This level is, for the most part, wide open. I did this and discovered I have to switch rockets midair, too. This isn't relevant to the challenge or anything, but it's actually the first time I've ever done this, and it's like a personal thing, so can you just be happy for me? The objective of this level is to get a nuke on this cart and blow up this rubble. Don't worry, if you run over the cats with the cart, they don't die. Here's the second new enemy, Gutter Tanks. Yes, both enemies have very similar names. They got really creative here. This guy has 3 attacks, a Falcon Punch, spawning a mine, and a rocket launcher of death! You see, this rocket spawns at your current location, waits for a second, and explodes. This means you have to keep moving at a constant speed, which, in my opinion, is more annoying than the angel enemies. The only good thing about this is that they're a ground enemy.
Kill them the second you lay eyes on their godforsaken bodies, oh my god.
Anyways, we got the bomb. After returning it with proper safety precautions, we get ambushed, ignore it, and then stand next to a nuke and arrive at the final room. With no airborne enemies. 7-3 has a special gimmick. All unique types of enemies will fight each other. For example, a Mindflayer will fight a head, but 2 Mindflayers won't fight each other. This level requires you to fill these trees with blood to move on. To prevent soft locks, if you kill too many enemies out of range, they have these blood enemies that imitate other enemies, and they will come back to life after death. They disappear for good when the tree in the room they're in is full. One of the hardest rooms is this one tunnel that turns into not a tunnel. The real challenge here is just hoping that the heads aren't the last enemy standing. Everybody else will just kill each other, except for a few that will be left over, which you can easily dispatch. In fact, it's actually worse to spawn cats here at first, because killing the ground enemies, which the cats will do, increases the odds that the heads will live. This room is scary, but you don't need to kill the heads here. If you kill the others in the room, the tree will activate and you're free to run away like a coward, which I will do because it's not hard to kill the heads, it just takes like 30 years and it pisses me off. Also, if you thought I got lost a lot in 7-1, trying to find the third tree to open this door took me 7 goddamn fucking minutes of wandering around doing nothing. Wanna know what the solution was? It was just killing the 2 heads in the last room! Even though the tree was full, I didn't need to kill the heads! God, fuck this goddamn level, it sucks so bad. And yes, I do have Fulbright on because I was using super jumps to try to find the mysterious third tree that didn't fucking exist. Is that cheating? Yes, who cares? Fuck this goddamn level, I hate it. Trees are a cool concept though. 7-4 is a boss, but unfortunately it's not as trivial as the others. This boss is much more like an actual level with too many bosses, which, by the way, Slayer is my least favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate the levels here, and the themes are pretty cool, but 7-1 is too backtracky, and 7-3 pisses me off. 7-2 is fun though, and 7-4 is pretty decent, but the boss is my favorite part of the game, and this one kinda sucks. I like the song though. Besides 6-2, it's the only one I remember hearing and thinking, wow, this song is cool! Like, subscribe! But yeah, there's a lot of enemies here. Not many are required to kill though. One that is this mini-boss, the THR defense system. It consists of 5 segments. 2 of these little missile things, 2 of these bomb lobbers, you have this big scary evil laser, and finally these 2 poles. What's the issue here? Cats don't flow here, and these poles only take damage at the top. You can't just hit them with cats because they're too far away from the walls. So is the current last level in the entire story just impossible? Did we just try so hard and get so far? I made this joke last video. Why do I ask questions I answer immediately? No, let's look at the rules. Nothing says friendly fire can be used, and what do you know, this laser is just what we need. Just do this loop repeatedly on both sides. And don't worry, you can kill the lasers with cats only. Or just like, skip it. That works too. Ooh, a new attack type. You can't dash through these magenta attacks. They exist only in this level and are practically irrelevant. And the boss uses them too. This boss is basically an epic minigame, but with guns. Also, cats float now. I should learn to stop asking questions. Anyways, the whole thing explodes. We won! But at what cost?
Our surveillance team was only able to find the floating cat spawned in during the boss fight. A detail I never mentioned, due to it not being important, is that if cats fall from a high enough distance, they die. Our rescue team was unable to find any survivors. With a heavy heart, we look to the skies and must move on. Gone, but not forgotten.
Just kidding, there's nothing left to move on to in the story. And well, yeah, I could end the video here. I'm not a goddamn coward. We're doing the Prime Sanctums and the Encore levels. We'll go over the Prime Sanctums now, creatively named P1 and P2. They are basically super tough boss levels and are much harder than anything else in the game. P1 is just this annoying spine tunnel and these 2 bosses, Flesh Prison and Minos Prime. Both are killed in like 4 seconds. I did almost die to Minos because I got caught in the cat swarm and couldn't move. I mean, it's not like it would have mattered. There's a checkpoint right after you kill the Flesh Prison. P2 you expect to be the same, right? Wrong, you fucking idiot. This level's the hardest regular level in the game and the hardest boss. Sure, you can skip the whole level if you reach the boss before, but I'm not a coward. Also, if you thought I was joking by calling this the hardest level in the game, the first room is 4 Cerebi and a ferryman, who appears as a regular enemy in this level, by the way, and 2 angels outside of the room that can only be killed upon completing it. Oh, joy! At least this room's easy with my cat army. It is not easy regularly. The next room is easy, but it has this Mindflayer that's protected by a statue in another room, so we have to just ignore it for now. We are ambushed by a Cerberus and 2 Street Supers here, before we reach this room, which spawns another protected Mindflayer. It also has 2 sword machines, the sniper that had an aneurysm after dying, angels, and 2 heads, in this wide open area. Because of how long it would take to kill the heads, which let's be honest, that's not happening with Mindflayers in the room, it's best to use the homing projectile attack to kill the heads. If you think this is cheating, start an argument in the comments for engagement. I mean, because I value your opinion, haha! Anyways, using the Mindflayers to kill the heads isn't easy. First of all, the heads rarely line up, and when they do, the Mindflayers never use the homing attack. While you might think, oh, it's a homing attack, just lead it into the head. You can't do that because the homing ramps in speed and thus is nearly impossible to control. Even worse, the explosions that the head makes deflects the projectiles. The only saving grace is that the heads require only 2 or 3 good hits. It took so long that the cat started floating out of just pure boredom. I would do the same if I wasn't like fighting for my life the entire time. But when I finally did it, it looks like I punched it to death. But that's not the case! See, the Mindflayers use the orb attack at the same time that the heads died, and if you look at the combo list, it says friendly fire. It would have said disrespect if I hit the head directly. After almost dying to the on-death explosion, it was finally over. Man, this section would have been so much easier if the Mindflayers just didn't have protection. Next, we got these guys from that one desert level that was annoying. Yeah, not much of an issue here, either. This tunnel makes me want to cry. 2 heads, 2 angels, a sniper, all on elevated platforms. Kill the sniper immediately, then the angels. Then, run! Yeah, this is among the only rooms in this level that you don't have to kill the enemies in. Which, by the way, that's so convenient because we literally can't in this room. The tunnel continues with 2 Cerberus, 2 snipers, and another head. Again, just run past. I remembered this upcoming room as soon as I walked in. Who wouldn't? This is probably the most infamous room in the game. The Infinite Sandfucker Room! That's right, this Sandfucker is protected, giving us an infinite sand glitch. Even better, there's a protected Hideous Max second wave. I got scared so badly that I killed someone by launching them into the air with a rocket launcher. Oops. The first wave isn't that bad, just some basic enemies and a ferryman. The next wave sucks though. Ignoring the mask, there's 4 snipers on opposite corners. And yeah, that doesn't sound that bad, but you have to remember that we can't interrupt their shot. And an issue that's only been a slight inconvenience so far is reared its ugly head. Cats are fucking stupid. If you're too far away, the cats will do nothing, and they are also really inconsistent with how long they take to aggro on and kill an enemy. Because of this, at least one of them will be able to shoot you with a 50 damage shot. You will have to damage through the attacks if there's more than one, or else you're toast here. Next wave spawns 3 angels, 3 Cerberus, and opens the case holding the Hideous Masses statue. The hardest part's actually just reaching the statue, because the angels will try their hardest to stop you doing that, and they will probably succeed. Luckily, the cats respawn to kill the snipers have converged in the middle and will instantly kill the Hideous Mass and the Cerberus. From there, you just have to deal with the angels, and the statue for the Sandfucker opens. This room is why they're called Sandfuckers, by the way. Anyways, scary elevator part where the cats float, and we reach the Flesh Panopticon, a maybe made-up word. This does not start out well, with the flown cats not being able to hit it until I just walk to the other side. Sisyphus Prime kills the Flesh Panopticon as if I wouldn't have done that in 12 more frames, and gives a 12-hour speech which we take advantage of to summon an entire armada and kill him hitless. Thank you for following my P2 hitless guide. I hope this helps. The Encore levels are basically levels turned into super hard stages. As of now, there's only 2, representing the Prelude and Limbo. 0-E is a level that loves throwing heads at you. For instance, this tunnel with 2 heads and a gutter man. I died like a million times trying to lure the heads to this ledge when I could have just, left. There is this big room with ice, and yes, by the way, there is ice physics, and 2 heads. Luckily, they spawn by these statues which cats can stand on. For no reason, I flex and had the sniper kill one of the heads. I got lost for a bit again before finding this room with an angel, 2 heads, and a bunch of irrelevant guys, such as myself. The heads are the wave after the angel, so that guy doesn't matter. But the awkward setup for this arena makes it seem like it's gonna be really hard to kill the heads. However, it actually lets you clip them on the corners and the cats can just rush down and pin them to the wall, so it's not much of an issue. Also, in the very next room, don't punch these guys out of pure instinct right before the next checkpoint, or else you'll have to reset. Oh look, radiant enemies. They have this rainbow glow and have HP, damage, or speed modifiers. Minor nuisances unless they're floating, in which they're a pain in the ass. Also, in trying to see how fast cats can fall, I accidentally discovered fall damage. Oops. Look, a sign! We have fun! Don't dislike, please, I'm begging you, please! Much less disturbing news, we got a human skull now and we place it on this pedestal. Also, more NPCs doing what only can be described as aura farming. I've never seen this happen before this challenge, by the way. Like, I think the cats might be behind this somehow. The next room has a statued head that can only be killed when the room finishes. It's not that bad, you'd probably save the head for last year anyways. Oh look, a room with a red skull. I'm sure walking into here will have 0 ill effect whatsoever. Oh my fucking foreheads in this tiny, tiny room. You'll get bursted down in seconds, and as a reminder, it's a time-consuming process to kill 1 head, let alone 4. Also, 2 Sandfuckers spawn when one of the heads die. This seems good, but it's only after one of the heads has died, meaning there's gonna be cats on the floor. Best case, nothing happens. Worst case, you get caught in sand explosion, get hard damage, which is this great stuff that lowers your max HP and goes away eventually. Got to mention that all Sandfuckers did that until now, because it just wasn't relevant. Speaking of the cats on the floor, hope you didn't plan on using it. You can only stand in these doorways above the door and these rafter things, because the cats will just stop you from being able to move altogether. There's glass here too, but the heads will get rid of that in 12 seconds. So, spam cats before the enemies spawn and just systematically push the heads one by one into the walls, right? Wow, what a well thought out plan that helps reduce the hardest part of this room, lining up the heads to be killed. Too bad it fucking sucks. Yeah, these corners don't have collisions for the heads and only the heads. If the cats push one of them into the corner, you're better off resetting. There's just nothing you can do. And if that's not bad enough, the cats will spawn on the glass if you try to spawn them on the wall, which makes them miss more often. It means you gotta spend like 5 seconds breaking the glass panels beforehand. That means you gotta spend like 5 whole seconds breaking the glass panels. And yeah, I know that's like nothing, but as a reminder, this is attempt 10, and I've not killed 2 heads in the same run once, so you're gonna be doing this a lot. Eventually, I discovered the rafters. They give you a moment of respite as the heads can't hit you here. In a perfect world, you can chip away all the heads from here without any danger. However, this world fucking sucks ass, so the heads will not stay in the corners, and it's not safe, and you are going to die. Good news, the fact that they moved to the middle is actually a good thing. Here, they congregated at this one ledge. Spawning cats on it allowed me to kill 2 heads and summon those Sandfuckers with 0 cats on the floor. Thus, when the heads tried to get sanded, I could kill them. And finally, I could get the red skull. I'm glad I never have to do that again. Holy shit. Also, a gutter tank apparently spawned. No idea when, and it must have died instantly. Oh yeah, the level gimmick. Now that we have both skulls, the ice at the exit has melted, and so has everything else, including us. This heat-resistant shield will lower until we reach these cooling chambers. When it reaches 0, you start taking hard damage until you get locked at 1 HP, and you will most likely die. Anyways, we quickly make our way into the next room, we spit on the corpses of the heads, and... Okay, despite the time limit that we now have, it's not the worst thing ever. The main issue last time is that there were 4 heads, which was very hard to dodge. There's a big issue of killing the enemies too fast here, surprisingly. I beat it on the second try, and then I soft locked because I killed the soldiers and the head at the same time, which sucks because I had to spend like a million other attempts beating this. Because of that, I'd recommend spawning cats above the doorways again. I also like to say that killing these 2 heads was really just good luck. It was not as easy as I made it look. The heads have a double HP modifier too, just to add to the pain. The winning run made this look easy. Despite the very real chance of a soft lock, this version's a lot easier than the one with 4 heads. Even though you've won the room, you haven't won the war, which makes a lot of sense. There's a Mindflayer in the next room, and there's no checkpoint in between. I didn't die here, but if you're lower on heat resistance, don't rush into the next room and risk dying to the on-death explosion. There's a cooling room after this, followed by this tunnel of 2 drones and a checkpoint. Kill the drones before the checkpoint, because otherwise if you die in the next room, the drones will hit you as soon as you spawn. And there's a good chance you die too. Not because of like hard enemies or anything, because of this fucking bullshit. This room has water, which gives you heat resistance and essentially invalidates the selfless mechanic. It's really easy too. Also, cats can swim now, which they couldn't do in the ship level. I've just learned to stop questioning this bullshit. For more AFK enemies, we reach the final boss, a rematch against the Cerberus. They aren't happy about how disposable they are in this challenge, so they've shown up with various buffs, and none of them matter in the slightest. Well, can one of you top this? We start with an easy enough room, although this head is a pain in the ass to kill. Also, this cat had a jig, and we gotta commemorate him for that. May he live a long and fruitful— No! This room's layout just kinda sucks really bad for this challenge. Could be worse, though. Anyways, this next room is a pain. These things from that one boss, a gutter man, and a head. The best method of attack is just to run away. Also, don't get cocky or the Gutterman will open the door as soon as the head shoots an explosion attack. Like, what are the fucking odds of that? One more non-issue room and we reach this hallway with 2 radiant street sweepers. Kill them before you get to the checkpoint, unless you're an idiot, because then the street sweepers will spawn on you every single time you die. Which, by the way, you're gonna die a lot. This enemy composition is not threatening. 1 Mindflayer, 2 angels, and a few drones on the X-Wave. The arena isn't that bad either. So what's the issue? That is the issue. Did I mention you only have 3 wall jumps? Don't worry, we have a chance. There are some pipes around the arena that you can stand on, but they require super jumping to them. This means that the angels are going to be out of range for you to pelt them with cats, and yeah, they will move in range, but they will attack once or twice first. Speaking of the cats, I'm sure they're fine. I'm not, though. It's very hard to dodge both the angels' attacks while I'm staying on the pipes. I ended up using these lower pipes. Sure, if you fall off too much, you're fucked, as normally these pipes are what we use as a backup. But actually, you can save yourself a lot easier if you jump off to dodge the angels' attacks. In fact, the strategy was so much better that it helped me kill the angels and the Mindflayers on the next attempt after I adopted it. The Mindflayer killed 3 of 4 drones in the on-death explosion. You'd have to be really fucking stupid to mess this one up at this point. But my username isn't really fucking stupid, it's Toast Bombo. A few more tips. The cats float when you spawn them on angels, so you can grapple to them, which can help you get back up to the pipes if you've messed up. Also, if you messed up and got the checkpoint before you killed the street sweepers, you can take advantage of the final cat technique, as some cats are universal paradox ignorers. Sometimes cats stick around after you die. That's it. It doesn't help much outside of this scenario, but it's cool. Finally, beating the room, we learn the gimmick of this stage. The background changes. Yeah, that's it. They got really creative here. And I mean, given how there's 8 minutes left in the recording, let's just put the deaths on screen right now. Let's see, I've died 12 times now, so I'm gonna hazard a guess and say it's like 14, because there's no way I don't—
Oh yeah, I forgot.
My second recording! Silly me! I mean, sure, yeah, this game entirely takes place in hell. But this next fucking room, is actual goddamn hell. Yep, part 1. I'm breaking this single room into multiple parts. I tried writing this section a few times, and this way I best communicated the Sisyphean task that beating this room was. I could just treat this like the other hard rooms, but that would make it seem normal. This is in a league of its own. This part is just when I was going into it for the first time. Not the first time, but like the first few times. My first reaction to this room was not very positive. I was scared for all the wrong reasons, though. I was concerned that the cats would take up the platforms, and I'd have nowhere to stand on. Of course, I foolishly assumed there'd be basic enemies here, along with like a drone or 2 or something. No. The lineup includes 2 Guttermen Wave 1, and 2 Snipers and 2 Heads Wave 2. The Heads don't move. Do you see a problem here? Cause I do. I didn't even bother throwing cats at the heads. I went straight to trying to use the sniper to kill the heads. What I'd do is I'd jump in, kill the gutterman, kill the sniper, and then try to kill both heads with this one sniper. This allows you to have a safe spot here, which is pretty much crucial to this strategy. And before you point out how I already beat his head with the sniper before, this case is a lot harder. There, I just had to time one jump, but here there's no solid ground to stand on to let me line up the shot easily. This means I have to do this stupid wall jump shenanigan. Doing this lets both heads pepper me with shots, and an explosion will just throw me off completely, and I'll have to restart. Because of this, it's very hard to line up the shot, and you'll need full health to even think about doing it. And because it's not exactly easy to parry one projectile stream without getting hit by a follow-up, you'll be here for a long while. And the gunmen at the start are bound to hit you at least once, so have fun! But look, finally, after 7 minutes of no progress whatsoever, I've killed the first head! See, sometimes practicing things beforehand can help. For instance, here I just didn't fucking think to see if the sniper could hit both heads. Spoiler alert, it can't! What am I spoiling? Anyways, I had to go, so I ended the recording. The next video in my recording folder is called Fuck Encore, and it is 1 and 2 minutes hours. I had to redo the whole level again, which only took 7 minutes this time. Remember,
This clip is 1 and 2 minutes hours.
I got the second head killed pretty quickly. This one's not that bad, as you can face both heads while dodging. However, there's a pretty big issue of having no safe space at all so far. Also, I'm stupid. That's a massive issue as well. While searching for a safe spot, I noticed that this spot of lampposts have lava. You can hide in the corner and nothing can hit you. Or at least, almost nothing can hit you. Fun fact, these trees have leaves during some backgrounds and don't on others. These leaves have collision, and yes, it has an impact, because of course, why wouldn't it? This head can hit you when there are no leaves on the trees. This is really fun and cool. It just adds more waiting to a level I already spent a shit ton of time waiting it.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Okay, it's been like an hour and I've only had a few runs where I could kill a head. What I do at this point is just spam cats with these two arch things to instantly kill the gunmen. You have to put a ton because the cats are stupid and will try their hardest to not kill them. If you spawn enough, the gunmen die so fast that the game doesn't even register that they touch the ground. The first head I target is the second, as I'm more confident in killing the first one. Although, what tends to happen is I die in the first 12 seconds because I either jump into the lava like a fucking dumbass and just give up and reset, or the snipers combo me and I can't kill even one head. And, I mean, you know, trying to do the same thing 472 times and failing every single time is not what I'd call entertaining. That makes it rather hard to get invested, and it also makes me want to spice things up. So I started doing really dumb shit thinking that it'd work, or help in some way. It did not. What if I put cats on every platform so I can grapple to them? No, that not only barely helps, but it can make it harder to stand on the platforms. Hey, look! If you spawn enough cats on the sledge thing, they float for no fucking reason. If you spawn enough cats on it then, boom! Another platform and a safe spot! We already have a safe spot. On top of that, the other spot's just better. It's not only just in a better position, it lets you start killing the heads faster, and you don't have to spend as much time in the open. I thought, what if I just didn't fucking do this? I could just cut this part of the video. It's not like anyone's gonna actually try this bullshit. I could pretend the last room is the hardest, or I could just fucking cut the video altogether. I mean, hell, pun not intended, I've killed both heads at least one time. I can just say it's theoretically doable and go on. It's not like people can say I didn't try. Cause I did try, for a long fucking time. Anyways, I have a very good reason for not doing that. Cause those are fucking bullshit excuses. Who cares if nobody will know if I skip it? I'll know, and I'll always have to know I had to cheat in a challenge where I one-shot 99% of enemies. And if I've done both halves of the room, that means I could just do the whole damn thing. I just gotta string it together. So, sorry, heads. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. So, fuck you, heads. You thought you were getting off easy? Well, I guess it's... Hey, I just wanted to break your immersion quick to thank Azazel for making this song. Not Azazel, it's Azazel. I actually don't know how to pronounce the name, but she's really cool. I was really worried about, like, if she would respond, but she actually did really quickly. I had to make an Instagram account to DM her, which was kind of funny, because somehow you can't DM people on Twitter unless they're following you or something. I guess I can't, like, inappropriately text minors for free. That sucks. But, yeah. Enjoy me dying a million times. I won't, because I'll be dying. my god! Checkpoint, please, please. Let's fucking go! And there isn't shit that this level can do to fucking stop me now. Minus getting lost, but that can't stop me for long. Not even the air can withstand my wrath. This level tries to stop me, resulting to fucking cheating by claiming I punched the angel here, when that wasn't enough. The game pitifully throws a buff-tedious mass at me, and these two bosses I never fought because they were optional. Pathetic. This game is so butthurt by how much I kicked its ass that it gives me zero style. Yeah, buddy. Keep saying that, but we all know the truth. So, can you beat Ultrakill with only cats? No! Like, did you forget about the whole idol thing? The guys you can only kill by punching them? It was kind of a big deal, you know? I mean, not to hate on you, but like, but seriously, thank you for watching this till the end. This was like, not more effort than the video. No, I'd say the same amount of effort would have gone into this video as the last. If CapCut didn't decide to be the biggest piece of fucking shit I have ever seen. Like, it lagged so badly during this whole thing because that intro thing where I had like the 15 videos playing at once. That's 15 different layers, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but CapCut is bad. It's bad. It sucks ass. There's so many little inconsistencies that piss me off. So if you... Hold on. Let me just... Here we go. Okay. I just wanted to do this real quick because... I'm not sure if you could tell. I think I was a little wrong. More effort did go into this video with the little, like, overhead shots I did in the debug mode. It was very, like, it did take a bit of effort, but that's only because the debug menu in this game is really easy to access. I'll also maybe stream more. So, if you, like, I'm thinking of probably doing my next video live, and also doing, like, I might just try, like, cats only in the cyber grind, which is endless mode, basically. So, if you, like that, if you like this video, you're gonna like that. And, like, another thing I'm pretty proud of is how I didn't make any, like, sexual jokes or innuendos by calling the cats pussies, you know? That's low-hanging fruit. Wait. No, seriously, on the more serious side of things, thank you if you've watched this far. You clearly don't hate me enough, and if you left, like, you know, last video, I did some, the outro is a little hectic. Yeah, last video, by the way. Last video. I know this is very tangential, but last video. Please play the clip of what I said last video.
I think that is the hardest thing I've done for my YouTube channel, and that I will ever do for my YouTube channel, because, God, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, that was a lie. That was a lie. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I thought that would be the hardest thing I'd do on my challenge channel, but this is the next one. I might eventually, when I get enough videos, start doing, like, a tier list of how, based on how difficult things are, but I can't with 2, because I don't have, like, a fucking sense of scale. I'm rambling. I'm rambling like a rambler, and I guess I should just do the little outro thing, you know? So, last video, I kind of yammered a lot. I just went really crazy at the outro. So, I figured I'm just going to be, like, more laid back. I'm going to be just jumping around as I do this. So, if you enjoyed this video, oh, goddammit. If you enjoyed this video, like, fuck, make sure you leave, like, you know, subscribe. And, yeah, like, fuck, not in your asshole. Actually, if you're going to comment, like, fuck, either comment, like, a funny part, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get, or a reference you got, or a reference you didn't get. Fuck, don't comment something just, like, hating, like, said something useful, you know? Like, unless you say the word something useful, then I'm going, fuck you. I will find you, and I will, So if you like the video, I will die.
Do you have Instagram?